the Other Option podcast. I'm Alex and I'm here with my co-hosts Ben and Elle. And for our inaugural episode, we're doing something that's really close to my heart, and it's monkeys. Anybody who knows me knows how much I love monkeys. But this is what if monkeys existed in Northern Europe, basically. So, not a Planet of the Apes, not a, what if they appeared today and how would we interact with them? This is going to be like, what if monkeys appeared thousands of years ago and didn't go away? Like, how would society have developed with that? So, I don't know, Ben, what do you think?
I think it'd be amazing.
Obviously.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Yes, I have imagined. I've spent a long time thinking about this.
I'm thinking about, like, Nordic monkeys and what they would look like.
Like Viking monkeys?
Yeah. Thinking about, would monkeys have been brought on with the Viking quest to North America?
They totally would.
You think so?
And it's funny, because I was looking at this from what if medieval knights had monkeys? Or what if during the Renaissance monkeys were just a normal thing? How would that look?
I was looking at paintings today, because I preparing completely erratically for this, and I was looking at paintings today, and there were a bunch of Dutch masters who painted monkeys in human situations, like the monkey guardhouse. And if monkeys were in Northern Europe or Europe in general, that would be fairly common. It's that's just monkeys are just doing guard duty. That's what they're doing today.
But I totally agree. If we look at it the way horses got adopted as just normal work animals and stuff, you totally see monkeys doing that. Just jobs that humans didn't want to do.
Yeah.
So
everything. But then they would they have eventually graduated into other jobs? I was thinking about, the entertainment industry. Would we have a monkey PA or a monkey Steven Spielberg?
I don't see why not. Because if you're talking about monkeys just existing for thousands of years, I think over time they would definitely kind of just glide into different jobs. Because wasn't there that chimp who they trained to do sign language? Or was it Coco the gorilla? It was definitely Coco.
Yeah.
But they taught it 350 different signs.
Yeah.
So,
And you would assume that, say you have a human PA sitting on a movie set dealing with monkey Steven Spielberg. Monkey Steven Spielberg would either yell at them very loudly with no coherent English language or would do sign language, right? And would that sort of spawn a renaissance in accessibility where every human needs to know sign language because they have to communicate with monkeys?
Okay, you're looking at it from the point of view, a very human-centric point of view. You're the dominant. That's kind of Planet of the Apes territory.
That's true.
What if you evolved side by side with monkeys? I think, would sign language would probably still exist, but would monkeys develop their own language? And then would people learn how to speak monkey? So you're walking around and you walk into a coffee shop and you order, an Americano or whatever, and you realise, oh no, the barista is a monkey, so you just start going, woo! And they know what you mean. That is a woeful impression of a monkey, but
had I been able to speak monkey, I would have.
Maybe there would be a blending. So
maybe
just shout a lot.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be ASL, it would be MSL. Monkey sound language.
Or MSL as in monkey shout language.
Oh, yes.
Definitely. How would you translate that to a page, monkey shout language? Would you would all of your books be audio books and it's just screaming? Or you sort of flip your page like one of those kids when you the books you had as kids where you open it up and it makes a noise, like a farm animal noise? It's
book.
The monkey version of Shakespeare. You sort of spin the page and it's just...
But how do you spell?
That's a great question.
But that's the thing.
Because it wouldn't use Latin language, right? Or maybe it would.
But then would Latin even exist? If you're evolving with the monkeys. Again, this isn't they drop in at a particular time. This is side by side all the way up. How would that work? Do you think then that the same cultures would develop? Because I think if you had monkey raiders versus monkey knights, even just the medieval period alone, you're going to have a different Europe.
Yeah.
So, would you have the same cultures and whatever?
That's right.
I don't think so.
Monkey Oliver Cromwell, or...
Are we just turning famous people in history into monkeys?
I mean, if the culture developed side by side with humanity, you could have very easily had the sort of, geniuses of the monkey genus.
Didn't we develop side by side?
Interesting.
We did, technically. But then
We
again,
just disregarded our monkey brethren.
Yeah. I mean, they're upset by that.
Yeah.
I think, would you have had a point where, even before you get to Monkey Cromwell, would you have had like ape uprisings where thousands of marginalised apes didn't like doing guard duty or didn't like being foisted into the entertainment industry, and they go and create their own clan? And then you have like some sort of monkey uprising again to overthrow people.
Oh, yeah.
An
Would
ape
you-
rising.
So yeah, off the back of your ape rising, do you get like a monkey republic? Somewhere like you get the democratic monkey government.
The monkey anti-pope. It was happening in the Middle Ages.
There you
Oh
go.
my gosh, could you imagine?
Yeah, well there was 10 other anti-popes
There were,
at
yeah.
any given time, so why
There's
can't you have...
absolutely no reason why you couldn't think like a gorilla has taken the anti-pope chair in the Monkey Republic.
Absolutely. But then I think it comes back to a good question though, that how integrated would they have been? So would there be enslavement of monkeys, or do you think that they would be able to live side by side? Or would they be treated more like work animals?
Yeah.
But what if it was just like Dublin, but instead of pigeons and rats, we just had monkeys? Like I think pigeons and rats would be pretty pissed off if we just suddenly started treating monkeys really well, and they were like, we were here the whole time. Like,
Inter-animal kingdom.
What if they started working together? What if the monkeys recruited pigeons to like help them fly around the city? So you got like Wizard of Oz type.
yeah, I'm
you know.
pretty sure that's where that idea came from.
So would that mean that, like, going back to my entertainment question, would that mean that like monkeys in movies like The Wizard of Oz are actually the good guys? Are they the
Yeah, I think they're like the service personnel.
The service
they're
person.
forgotten?
Yeah, the non-unionized service personnel. One of the interesting things I found out doing my minimal research for this, because I am no way a primatologist, who do you think would win in a fight, a gorilla or a horse?
I would have assumed a gorilla, just because the thumbs v hooves. I feel like the thumbs have an advantage.
Okay, Elle, what do you think? Gorilla or horse?
Probably gorilla.
Outright, a horse would demolish a gorilla. Because it turns out that, right, gorillas are up to 20 times stronger than a man, right? But a horse can turn around and kick you in the head immediately. Like, there's no horse bigger than a medium-sized horse that wouldn't win. Because they can weigh up to like 2 tons and kick you with something like, what was it, 2,000 pounds of force. So I don't think the gorilla could get anywhere near a horse.
But
Now,
it can't kick you if you're on its back already.
apparently,
Oh dear.
apparently,
Oh dear.
gorillas don't have a good enough balance to ride a horse.
How did you find that out?
Okay.
No, there has to be some movie that has this. Although, like, I've looked up a couple of popular movies. They're not popular at all. They're ranked by Metacritic, so I love that somebody actually had to sit down, watch all of these, and then rate them. So we had Ed. Do you guys remember that one with
No.
Matt LeBlanc, Joey from Friends?
No.
It's where he's on a baseball team and they recruit a chimp. There is also MVP, Most Valuable Primate.
That's an Oscar-winning movie right there.
It's another sports one as well. I think it's hockey. And Variety has described it as lark gone utterly awry. Which for like a monkey food like movie, I don't know if that's good review or bad review. Like,
Is that a monkey flinging his shit alright?
yeah, is that a good thing for a monkey movie? You kind of want it to be a bit zany.
Yeah.
don't you?
No.
No?
I want a monkey movie or an ape movie that's played 100% straight. So, like,
monkey version of Crimson Tide.
yeah, monkey in a suit, I don't know, trained to talk.
No, I'm already laughing.
You can't handle the truth.
Planet of the Apes.
But it's an ape, right?
But it's an ape. And nobody breaks character, so they just assume this is 100% normal.
12 angry apes. Oh,
Can you imagine? Like, just everybody else does normal dialogue, and you just have one simian character who just does his lines in monkey, and you have no idea what he's saying,
Do you
but everybody
think-
just rolls with it.
Do you think that you'd ever see the first on-screen primate non-primate kiss? Like there were some TV shows out there that broke that stereotype.
It's the original Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd ever see that? And what would be the sort of the consequences or the sort of
I'd say
the
there's
impact?
like a deleted Harry and the Hendersons episode.
There's a good question. If that did happen, would that eventually lead to... Okay, it would definitely... There would be monkey porn. That's just a given. It would happen. But would you see it on TV? Like, post-Watershed? Because Harry and the Hendersons, you did see Harry's nipples, didn't you? Would you?
I can't remember.
I don't remember him wearing a t-shirt, so I presume he had nipples. So would then you get, like, monkey boobs? Would they be allowed?
And would it have the same sort of impact as human boobs?
Exactly. Well, like, men's nipples are fine, apparently, but women's are not.
And if monkeys are just sort of walking around with their junk hanging out, naturally, because they're monkeys. Or are they wearing clothes?
I would presume they'd at least be wearing pants.
But like, what kind of clothes are we going to judge it by? Like, are we going to go Bugs Bunny, completely naked, Donald Duck, the t-shirt and no pants, the worst clothing combination, or are you going to go like Lola Bunny, where she's entirely covered up?
Exactly. That's a really good comparison, right? Because you've got Bugs Bunny who's just like freeballing it, and then Lola Bunny is inappropriate.
Yeah.
So would you get the same thing with a monkey? That you get like the chimp actor, was it Dunstan?
Yeah, checking in, yes.
Yeah, like he wore a bellhop's hat, didn't he? Like, was that it? And then if you had like...
Just that. No, I think he had a whole uniform. He had a job, Alex.
I'm sorry, I must have watched the other Dunstan.
Dunstan checks out.
Dunstan, night porter. But like, if he would like... If he just wore his hat or whatever, would you have the same female character having to wear, like, I don't know, a maid's outfit? Or is that a whole other genre? I'd imagine if we got someone like orangutans, would they... Because they're obviously going to be a thing too. Like, if you have chimps or apes or whatever, like, orangutans have to be in there too. Like, would you be allowed to see an orangutan's boob?
Would that be considered bestiality?
Or would it be on par with, like, the female form?
I don't know.
Would you need a free the orangutan hashtag?
Free it. Like, they're already out, though. And then, like, people don't... I assume people don't go to zoos and they're like... to their kids, like, oh, what animal do you want to see first? And like, Dad's already gone. The monkey enclosure.
Standing there with a bag in front of him. But okay, when you say they're already out, does that mean then that we're all already out? We choose to cover up. So, like, actually, if that's the case, then do you reckon if over the course of history, if it was always monkeys are, you know, service personnel, say, we have to cover them up for decent society, do you think that would have extrapolated out to dogs and cats and like pets and stuff?
I don't know. I mean, we put clothes on our pets now, although that's maybe more of a recent thing.
Yeah, but do you think it would have happened sooner? It's like, can you imagine a dog in an old Victorian gown with all the ruffles? Or ruffles.
Nailed it. Oh, God. Keeping that in.
But actually, would we even have kept dogs and cats? Like, would pets have been a thing?
Yeah.
Like, if you're domesticating monkeys, they're objectively better than cats.
Maybe they become sort of super exotic animals. Like, it's sort of, you know a guy who knows a guy who has a cat. It's like, oh, wow, that's pretty weird. Yeah, and it's been replaced by, I don't know, something else, ostriches or something, because we've imported monkeys from other parts of the world, or they've just...
we haven't imported.
That's true, they've just always been. With them. That's right. That's right.
Because I actually, again, one of the few bits of research I did, apparently there were up to about 110,000 years ago, which is relatively recently in like geological terms, there was loads of, especially macaques, still knocking around Northern Europe.
Really?
Yeah. Now, apes, you'd have to go way further back. They're about 7 million years ago, and they died out because the environment changed and they didn't want to eat plants. So they just kind of died out.
They're bad.
But people forget there are monkeys in Europe already. Like
Humans. Nailed it.
Gibraltar. Gibraltar has like a big colony of macaques.
Does it really?
Yeah, it's one of their big tourist draws. Is that they have a couple of thousand of them knocking around. But there was a thing during, like Gibraltar is a British controlled territory.
Yeah.
Right. Apparently, during World War II, the levels of macaque population had dropped so low that they thought they were gone.
Okay.
And I think they reckoned there was 2 left and they were too old to breed. But the Brits were saying that, Winston Churchill himself came out and said that Britain would never fall, or Gibraltar would never fall out of British control while there were still macaques on the island. And during the war, because they'd been so badly damaged, apparently there was like a secret MI5 or MI6 plot, or an OSS probably back at the time, a secret mission to go into Morocco to steal a load of Moroccan macaques and smuggle them into Gibraltar to get the breeding population back up.
No way.
Yeah, and apparently it was so super secret because they didn't want the Germans to find out, because if they knew that there wasn't enough macaques, that would mean that they were like Britain were on the back foot and that Gibraltar was ripe for the taking.
God, could you imagine if the whole war hinged on that?
A war fought over Monkey Island.
That's right.
Yeah. Because they did DNA testing on those macaques to see if they were of like European origin, and no, they were from Morocco and Algeria.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
No way.
And they couldn't find any of the ones that had the original DNA from the Gibraltarese
Okay.
Yeah.
macaques.
Wow.
Yeah. So
No OG monkeys.
no. And apparently there's monkeys in a place called Afberg in Germany.
That's my note that says, "Where is Monkey Island?" in huge writing that Ben keeps getting distracted by. And it's 20 hectares of forest with Germany's largest open-air monkey enclosure. It says largest as if there might be other ones in Germany as well.
Just loads of colonies
Yeah.
of just monkeys that are smaller than Monkey Mountain, but
Monkey Mountain sounds like an amazing theme park.
yeah, it does. And apparently there are some in Spain too.
Oh.
I think we may have read the same article.
You do every second word. But yeah, I was checking on boards.ie just to kind of see what the exotic pet laws were in Ireland. It's legal to own them. I think it's illegal to bring them in, though.
Hang on, it's legal to own a monkey.
Yes, the only animal you need a license for is a dog.
No way.
Yeah, well, I know for cats are deemed too independent to have an owner, so you can't have a license because you can't own a cat,
Huh.
technically.
Really?
Yeah, because they're too independent.
Now, do you think that would have taken off for monkeys too? Going back to monkeys in Europe? Like, do you think they would have been too independent to ever be owned by somebody?
I think based on human history, they'd definitely be owned.
At some point in their history,
I
they
don't
would
think
have
they'd
been
be licensed. Maybe, receipts, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I think we've got
probably.
form for that.
owned. Probably.
I'm going to go back to a documentary I watched. It was called My Monkey Baby, and it was on Channel 4. And whenever this comes on Channel 4, it's supposed to kind of put people off having monkeys as pets. It just shows, they're aggressive and they're like full-time job. And whenever they show this on Channel 4, boards.ie starts lighting up with people saying, "Where can I get these?" And Channel 4 are like, no. It's to show that the monkeys are bad. Like, you don't want to keep the monkeys. And then there's always somebody without fail being like, "Anybody know a guy who knows a guy?" So this person, they wrote like a really nice, genuine, long request just saying, "I'm old enough to own a monkey. I've really thought about the consequences." And the first comment is, "You desperately want a small, needy, wild, clingy, high-maintenance, hairy little creature to ruin your life, suck up your cash and free time, and then trash your house. Have a baby." Helpful as always.
Okay, but what I'm taking from that is, if by chance I found a guy who knows a guy who could get me a monkey, I could have a monkey and obviously look after him. You know, although I feel like I'm getting into dodgy territory there. But yeah, aren't there a lot of monkey sanctuaries in the US that do that sort of thing? Where people, sanctuaries in massive inverted commas, where it's just people own their own kind of private zoos of monkeys.
Oh, big time.
But like, don't they pull people's arms off all the time and stuff?
Yeah, when I was growing up.
Sorry, chimps, I should say. Not monkeys, chimps.
Yeah.
Chimp sanctuaries are a thing.
When I was growing up, there was a place south of where I was living that was like a big open air safari, and they had imported a lot of animals from other places where they shouldn't have imported. And you could go in your car, and I remember seeing monkeys getting on top of other people's cars and pulling out the antenna for radios and like running around with them trying to hit each other. And I have such a vivid memory of monkeys doing this. In addition, there was at one point we were there and there was a big school bus full of kids, and the monkeys swarmed the school bus, and like people had windows open and stuff, and monkeys were reaching inside like trying to get at the kids and stuff. It was crazy. So to answer your question, yes, there are open air monkey sanctuaries, chimp sanctuaries that you can go to and explore the environment of a monkey.
So you could just drive in
rural Ontario, which is great.
What?
But see,
I drive in with like mad stuff on my car.
Oh, for sure.
Like fireworks.
Guns.
The big old
Just
sword across the top. And then when monkey has the antenna and he thinks he's the king, but
100%.
then you see some monkey coming by with a broadsword. This is my point. Back in medieval times, you deck him out in chainmail, hand him a sword, and like send him off. You tear people up.
100%. Yeah.
Not a chance would you survive against a chimp. Sword or no sword. I think that's the big difference. People say monkeys are apes, and disclaimer, we don't know the difference between a monkey or an ape. Oh wait, no, I do know the difference. A monkey has a tail and an ape doesn't.
Oh.
That's the difference.
Wow, should have done more research.
There you go, halfway through.
But the macaque doesn't have a tail.
It is the only monkey that doesn't have a tail.
That's my fact gone.
Oh, sorry.
Solved.
Yeah, the difference is like there are obviously monkey sanctuaries across the world, like especially in Asia and India, where they're fairly common. Like this whole thing is what if they were in Western Europe, because we were mad for conquering people with swords and stuff like that. So that's why I wanted to know what it'd be like getting them involved. I think the big difference is that in those places like say Monkey Island in Thailand, you've got these like little dudes who run around, they're cheeky and like grab stuff out of your hands. Like I got mugged by a monkey when we were over there. And a packet of biscuits, and I was like handing them out, and one big monkey decided, no, I'm having all of those, and he jumped up, grabbed it off me, and then sat there. I would never forget this. He sat there on the beach, taking biscuits out of the packet and just leaving them beside him, all the while like staring me dead in the eye, and he just kept taking another one out, and then another one out, and then another one out. And as I was watching him, there were 10 monkeys jumping into the boat, stealing all of our stuff out of it. So,
but maybe that's siege warfare, medieval ages. You send a load of monkeys over the wall, and instead of sort of attacking people, they just are kind of annoying and steal people's food or like harass them just a little
taking
bit.
Their equipment,
make it really, really inconvenient for them to not open the gates for the people who are controlling the monkeys.
Okay, well then picture this, right?
Okay, picture it.
You've got your hill fort, right?
Yeah.
And you've got your defenders there thinking, right, we're safe in here, we're fine. And next thing then you get a horde of angry chainmail chimps running at the gate. Like, they're going to tear that thing down, but all the while you've got your secondary force of macaques going in the back to 100%. Just cause trouble.
Yeah.
That'd be terrifying.
Yeah, I wouldn't enjoy that. I mean, I don't know who would, but...
I think it would definitely change the power dynamic.
It would.
But the question is if we always grew up in Western Europe with, and by extension the US, I'm imagining, and Canada and North America, that eventually
polar monkeys. I mean, like polar bears, but monkeys. No, I'm just going to cut that. It's fine.
And they do have the snow monkeys.
They do have snow monkeys in Japan.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Like Hitman Monkey's a snow monkey. Like everybody knows Hitman Monkey. Did you ever see that meme of the snow monkey like drowning another or another monkey's drowning? He's like, Hitman Monkey takes no pleasure in his work, and he's like just the most stone faced. It's brilliant. Yeah, I totally would have imagined as we migrated, west, that monkeys would be brought over on ships and stuff. Do they have allegiances? That's the other question.
I was thinking sort of, okay, so let's take this, and we assumed, I don't know, it feels like ages ago, that there would be a Monkey Republic that came up out of the ground.
Okay, after the Great Monkey War of repression.
Exactly. So if we reverse all that, are the monkeys sending the humans to try and scale the wall and be super frustrating to the defenders? Or what are they doing to the sort of human population in their Monkey Republic? Do you think because they've been monkey enslaved, or they were less than equal to everybody else, that they would treat their human counterparts better in the Monkey Republic? Or is it like generational warfare?
Do you think the humans would stay in the Monkey Republic, or do you think they just migrate out and leave them, So now we're getting into like Planet of the Apes territory.
That's right, yeah.
So,
fair enough, yeah. So
maybe it is inevitable.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a good documentary, that is.
It's a funny one, because I think definitely monkeys would learn to use tools. So I think if it was the case that they did have their Monkey Republic, I don't know, in my head, for some reason, I'm seeing this as like, southwestern France, northeastern is Spain, that kind of, I don't know why, I just figured that would be a good place for a Monkey Republic. But I take that, even if, there was monkeys elsewhere on the continent and they were press ganged into service or whatever, but you had this like free republic of monkeys. Do they learn to use tools, and then do they develop quicker and stuff? Because
I think some of them do use like pretty rudimentary tools already.
Yeah.
And I was looking at I wanted to see if there was a monkey cafe in Japan, because they have the cat cafes and the
everything
cafes
cafe
and stuff like that. And I was thinking it would be nice to just chill out and have a drink with a monkey. But the monkeys are servers there, so they don't get to enjoy kind of, you lounging around and looking after them. Yeah, I have to...
Hang on, is that right? To have, like, monkey servers like that?
So we're talking about non-Monkey Republic world. We're talking about real world.
Yeah, real
monkey
world.
servers.
So,
really?
There was a review from the Daily Mail, and it says the Kayabukiya Tavern looks like any other traditional style Japanese restaurant, but the servers are monkeys there. But they're unnecessarily cruel to the monkey servers. And they're saying, the veteran waitress is prone to mistakes. She was captured spilling a bowl full of peas as she runs to a table. I was like, guys, stop picking on the monkeys. Like,
there's humans that can't. Yeah, there's humans that can't do that kind of a job.
She's running to a table. No wonder she's spilling stuff. She really likes her job. She's really good at it, and she's obviously very stressed. But yeah, I thought that was a little bit unfair. So I looked at the Google reviews to see, if it was still open. I think it's permanently closed now. So there might have been an ape rising. They might have
just a really localised one in the Kabukiya Tavern.
Wow. I wonder if they were able to get other jobs.
The reviews weren't very kind either.
Can you imagine a monkey showing up to the unemployment office? My last job, it went, COVID. I need something new.
What are your skills? Well, I'm a waitress. That's what I've done. That's what I've ever known. It's,
can I get you more coffee?
I just keep spilling the peas though. Just give them easier food to serve, They've been working at that bar for nearly 29 years.
That's wild.
What?
So maybe the monkey just retired and, they closed it down.
That stands to reason, because monkeys, again, I keep saying monkeys, but chimps in particular live to about 25 or 30 in the wild, or can get up to kind of 40-ish in captivity.
Okay.
So I presume if you're like working a service job, 35 is a good age.
Yeah.
So you retire at 29. That makes sense.
That's all right. Yeah.
You got to get your golden sunset years into if you're a chimp.
Sitting on a beach somewhere, drinking a pina colada.
Like, apparently the owner was very nice though, and they fed them bananas as payment for their work. So they got like little monkey wages, and then you could leave a tip of soya beans as well, because they don't want your money.
They just want your bananas.
Well, maybe they did start taking money and then they just left us or something, and that's why they had to close down.
Yeah, I've got my life savings saved up in a little tin box. It's like going home every night and then taking it down off the fridge and putting their dollars into it and putting it back again.
Yeah.
got a little picture of like a beach that they look at longingly, and then they can drink their banana daiquiris.
Oh, stop it!
Because it's right there.
100%. Now, do you think, I'm getting too far into sort of monkey economics, but would they be satisfied with bananas as payment?
I wouldn't think so. Like, again, if a monkey grows up in a society looking at the injustices and like how the humans operate around them, they're going to go, I want some of that cash. I want some of that gold. I want some of that wages that isn't bananas. There's only so many bananas you can eat.
That's true.
Because like, it'd be really embarrassing if they like took their like monkey girlfriend out for a meal and then they're like sitting there and he's like, no, I've got this. He just like takes out loads of bananas and the waiter's like, we don't accept that here. Like, it's just humiliating.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be like, why is it working for everyone
Monkey
else?
TikTok would blow up with that discrimination.
Yeah.
Well, then, what do you think they use as the currency in the Monkey Republic? Would they use bananas in that sense? But then bananas are perishable, so...
They're probably going to have to trade with other
A
places.
perishable currency wouldn't work very well.
No.
Here's some milk.
You only have a certain amount of time to spend this.
Can you imagine paying your rent as a human in milk?
With like some gift cards you get, like if you haven't used this in a few
That's
weeks,
right.
we're going to start taking a $5 off you. Just give me some milk instead. It's fine. I'll use that.
Mortgage payment in potatoes. Actually, that's a good question. If monkeys or apes had no use for currency and they were growing up alongside us, right? And that was just... People had monkey friends, people had monkey acquaintances, you had monkey staff, whatever, monkey bosses.
Acquaintances.
But if that was the
With
case...
them already.
If that was the case, then do you think currency would have developed the same way? Or do you think there would have been an element of bartering going, like monkeys are going, I have no need for cash, I want coconuts, or I want bananas, or I want sticks for making tools.
Yeah.
And then do you think people would just adapt to that and go, okay, you want bananas, but I want turnips. So.
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to think, like, how would that have impacted, say, exploration to, say, North America? You sort of discover banana plantations. You're like, oh my God, I can afford all the monkeys now. All of them.
That's a good question, actually. What if we can't grow bananas in Europe,
No.
really? So if monkeys continue to exist here, would they even know what a banana was?
Yeah, they'd have to import all of their perishable currency.
Yeah, but there could be like thousands of years of monkey culture didn't know bananas. Like, what would be their go-to food? Do you think they'd be wild for turnips or Brussels sprouts or, I don't know, grapes or something?
Yeah, some sort of, like, root vegetable.
If that was the thing, would then that impact how that got used in culture? Would stuff become taboo? Because, like, what are you doing eating that turnip? It's monkey food. And then would turnips just not be a thing?
Okay.
Or if it was grapes,
Yeah.
would wine not be a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how much would that change then the agriculture of the whole of Europe
Right.
and industry and stuff?
Okay, bear with me on this tangent.
Okay. I'm strapping in.
Yeah, so did both of you grow up with Magic School Bus, TV show?
Yes.
I'm aware of it, yes.
Okay, you were aware of it. We're going to
Miss
deal with that
Frizzle.
later. Miss Frizzle, thank you.
Yeah.
So there's an episode of Magic School Bus where one of the main characters is eating these carrot-based snacks. They're like carrots wrapped in seaweed. And
Sounds awful, but okay.
yeah, it sounds terrible. But the whole point is that there's a chemical or something in carrots that if you eat like a significant amount of them, you become orange.
Carotene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, in the agriculture-based economy of the Monkey Republic, could you tell, who has been eating all the carrot roots vegetables that could be currency? Does that make them a pariah for eating all of their money?
No, it makes them richer.
Does it make them richer? And you become a walking piece of currency.
You are literally glowing with wealth.
Yeah. It's like Midas, King Midas.
Yeah.
But you're a ape that has eaten too many carrots.
So you're just this wonderful...
Which seems less interesting,
You're
but...
How do orangutans get seen then? Are they just like the barren race of,
We're getting into natural leaders.
Yeah,
type
it's just
scenario. Yeah.
elitist.
Boy,
They're like the upper ruling
landed
class.
gentry.
Yeah. just because they're resplendent in their carotene
100%.
goodness.
Yeah.
And then what happens if they eat loads of carrots?
Oh,
Do they get even more orange?
Ooh, like glowing almost.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And then can you imagine how that would affect the like religious religious iconography was a big part of culture.
Sure.
Imagine if that was like sort of monkey based, or there was a monkey based version of that, and you just have all these like carvings and paintings of these glowing orange monkeys.
Like Monkey Jesus, but the three wise men are bringing boxes of carrots.
Yeah. Well, or yeah, maybe carrots and other orange food. What else is orange? No, we're
oranges?
totally wrong.
Oh, okay.
No.
Only the carrots
hang
were
on.
really right.
No, that's where we're wrong.
Okay.
Carrots are only orange in the last like 150, 200 years.
Really?
Because originally carrots were purple and yellow, I think. Or white.
If there's someone out there who's a carrot expert, write
No.
us.
Apparently, the Dutch, as a kind of a nod to King William of Orange, made carrots. They like genetically bred carrots to be orange.
Huh, no way.
Yeah, so
Wow.
they've become so dominant now that you don't often
Yeah.
get purple carrots and stuff. But yeah, carrots are normally purple.
It's like the original banana is like 1/3 the size of a regular banana today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
monkey inflation.
Now, do you think the monkeys would have continued that breeding process and now they've got sort of arm-length bananas?
Just 8 foot long yolks that you have to like carry with 2 hands, or you'd have to hire a gorilla to carry them. Because
Oh, this goes on with the pineapple stuff back in the medieval ages. You know about this? When pineapples were so revered by people in Europe because they were so exotic that you would hire people to bring your pineapple around that has just been imported and sort of like, 10,000, 20,000 euro or whatever for a pineapple, and it would be like it would be paraded around. Do you think that must happen with this as well? The sort of, the absolute perfect banana is paraded around as this exotic thing.
let me lay out a scene for you. Right?
Hit me. Do it.
Okay. It's the year 1237. It's 200 years after the Great Monkey Uprising. You have the Baron Orangutan of
Oh, no.
Monkey area, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. We'll workshop that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's sitting astride one of those, a dais that you move?
Yeah.
That kind of thing?
Yeah.
And he's carried by 6 gorillas,
Okay.
and he's being brought into the court of,
Yeah.
King Charles of France.
Because you can't ride a horse, apparently. Well, that's what I've learned.
He's too resplendent to ride a horse. He's
or
this
he can't.
just glowing mass of orange and power and
Orange and power.
oh, and he's got tape on his nipples because we're not quite there yet.
Yeah, we're not there.
Yeah.
But
Tape.
following along behind him is this procession of other gorillas carrying these giant 12-foot long bananas that have been genetically bred for monstrosity. And that's what he does. That's how he negotiates or keeps the peace with the Empire of France. He donates these 12-foot bananas that will feed a court.
Right. I imagine that sort of more primitive monkey cultures would also take those gigantic bananas and haul them out for canoes and things like they used to do with.
Oh
So
yeah,
that was a full tangent away from the monkey court situation, but
that's how they explored the New World. They've just
so hold on. Okay, so we're saying that there is a monkey republic led by some orange deity / human, not human, king, queen, whatever.
Yeah.
Who has instructed his monkey population / monkey scientists or agriculturalists to breed 12-foot long bananas.
Should we call them primates?
Sure, we'll call them primates for inclusivity's sake.
Let's be woke about this.
And they have decided to take their 12-foot bananas, hollow them out, because I assume they're worth a fortune because they're 12-foot long.
Oh yeah, it's super rare.
Yeah. Being careful not to pierce the skin because I assume it's watertight. And then they used that to go and explore the New World. And then the peoples of the First Nations of the New World looked at this and said, that's a great idea. We can do that with trees.
Why do you think the idea for the banana boat came from?
A proper banana republic.
Oh, God.
No.
I think there's an episode title in there.
Find a more plausible history of the banana boat for me.
That's fair.
And
Okay,
Totally fair.
to take it all the way back, can you imagine if you got Ben's Viking Raider monkeys sailing across the English Channel on bananas? It's a longboat banana. Yellow with little shields propped up on the side.
What we're saying is we're progressing towards modern transportation in the Monkey Republic, Chimp Ape Republic, being entirely banana-based, where we're slowly getting bigger and bigger bananas to the point where, you hollow it out and it becomes a train system. Or
are we just
subway car.
stereotyping them though? Because then,
Maybe.
like, monkeys could be doing a podcast and be like, "Oh, look at humans in their hamburger cars and using hamburgers as currency." And it's like, I just think we're being a little bit ignorant.
Yeah, that's fair.
I also think
everything's banana based.
I also think it's important to remember that bananas weren't going to be a thing. They were supposed to be carrots, remember?
They were supposed to be carrots, yeah. Oh, that's right, yeah, because, unless... Can you grow bananas in that sort of southern France, northern Spain region?
Well, maybe.
Someone from that region, email us.
There's nothing to say, actually. You're right, we are being ignorant, right? We're not giving primates their proper due, because we don't know, right? If they spent an extra 2 or 10 or 20,000 years growing up with us, maybe they could develop polytunnel systems.
Sure.
For the crossbreeding of, I don't know, maybe somebody did find a banana seed somewhere. It blew over in the wind. And some primate scientist in his little lab coat went, "Ooh, what's this? This looks like it might be tasty. I could grow an economy out of this." And then, he pops it in a polytunnel and, he grows bananas. And then suddenly, because they're super rare and they're really specific to the Monkey Republic, they become super valuable. That's why it's so amazing when Baron Orangutan arrives at the court with his giant 12-foot bananas. Because
Where is he from again?
That's right.
what do I say, Monkey Harry? It needs a snappier title than that.
No, I like it.
Oh yeah, the Banana Republic. That's where that comes from.
Does that force envy from leaders around the world? They all want to be banana republics, but they just don't know how to do it. And so modern government that's leaning towards a banana republic is actually more like anarchy because they can't figure out the dynamics of monkey politics.
Do you not think it would be anarchy?
I mean, fair enough, yeah. Yeah.
But you think it would end up if you had not just one type of primate, but like all of them kind of meshed in together? Would there be a class system?
Interesting.
Because I think if you were to look at it from a utility purpose, so outside of the Republic, if you humans and apes living together and humans press gang the apes into service, like definitely a gorilla is probably not built to serve peas in a cafe, but he might be better at like mining. So do they become like the worker class, and then orangutans, because they look wise and scholarly and they don't move very well?
Well, we do have that sort of that scholarly piece of work, Zootopia, the Disney movie. And in Zootopia, which I assume is now a documentary, each animal is sort of, it's better suited for certain roles. But then there is is it a bunny? I think it's a bunny cop. She wants to be a police officer, and everybody's laughing at her because it's like the gorillas and the rhinos that are the police officers. So I would assume so, but there must be sort of those tales of monkeys who have broken the class system and have sort of gone on to be incredible things. Like a
super dexterous gorilla who's actually a fine potter.
Yeah,
who makes like really, really good ceramics.
Sitting there doing it with its feet. Really exciting.
Yeah, like he's like shaping it with his feet, but like etching into it with his hands then, and it's just... Maybe he becomes world-renowned. Sure. And then maybe that inspires other primates to do the same. Yeah. And then suddenly you've got like a whole burgeoning industry of clay potters who are like really skilled. Yeah. And then does that put the humans out of business then? And then that's good for equality because eventually the humans will be like, hey, these guys are pretty good at what they do. So let's maybe treat them a little bit better.
Maybe.
There you go.
Maybe
it just takes one monkey to, rebalance the equality politics of
to break that
say
class
humanity,
system,
but it's
yeah.
Okay, so to kind of wrap this up then, Ben, Elle, what do you think? If we had monkeys, apes, primates, orangutans, all the lads indigenous to Northern Europe, is it a world you'd want to live in?
Yes, for a couple of very specific reasons.
Tell me your very specific reasons.
One, I really want to own a banana canoe. That seems like a great idea. Even if it is, very organic, very environmentally friendly, it sort of decomposes as you're using it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Two, because monkeys live in trees, some of them anyway, I feel like we'd be better with the environment. It would feel like, we'd have less trees cut down. I feel like we'd just be better with the planet.
That's a good point.
And third, I'd be really excited to see how monkey Hollywood develops. Monkeywood, if you will. Famous directors, that famous on-screen monkey, non-monkey kiss. The sort of, opportunities that provided young monkey PAs and actors to grow up in the world. Monkey commercials. Sort of how all of that would alter our society for culture, for entertainment. Would we have monkey Netflix? Probably.
Would the monkeys be a thing?
Yeah, exactly. 12 monkeys, Bruce Willis, probably would never have happened. Be a little faux pas.
12 Bruces.
12 Bruces would be an amazing. So, yes, 100%. I'm in. Monkey world. Bring it on.
All the way.
Yeah.
What about you, Al?
Don't know how I feel about it. I just don't know. I don't think I would like monkeys around me all the time. Like, I'm already kind of sick of being around people. And I feel like these guys have, maybe they would be better though. Maybe they would kind of get personal space. And, I just feel like they were pretty harsh on that poor monkey waitress. So I don't want to see them being open to any more criticism for their jobs and everything. So I'm good. I'm good without monkeys here.
How about you, Alex?
Yeah, I'm all for more monkeys. But I think specifically, I'd really like to see how Monkey Republic would develop. I'm 100% on board for a long line of long-reigning, glorious orangutan monarchs. And yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool to see how they would impact different industries. Because I really like the idea that, yeah, they'd probably get press gang into service. Like, humans were terrible as a species that way. But at the same time, I really like the idea of, that one talented, dexterous gorilla, changing the face of our civilization where, his decorative pottery is enough to make people stand up and go, these guys know what they're doing.
I'd buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be a customer.
But stay out of my face.
Yeah, don't touch me. But I'll be a customer. Because there is an amazing monkey sanctuary in Wicklow that I just found out about. And they take ex-circus, ex-lab, ex-pet monkeys and they look after them there. And they have their own, I'm not making this up, they have their own man-made little island.
Aww.
And it's not open to the public because it's not, a big zoo, but you can volunteer and you can donate to the monkey sanctuary in Wicklow.
So there you go. I think if you take anything from this podcast, it's that you can donate to save monkeys in Ireland.
Yeah.
And that's, I didn't know about that.
With the Monkey Island in Wicklow.
Yeah, so look, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to my co-hosts Ben and Elle. Stay tuned for the next episode of Random Nonsense. And if you have any alternate history suggestions that you want us to take a look at that don't involve, this war didn't happen or that war did happen, let us know.
Yes, and if you want to give us your opinions, whether you'd like to have monkeys around the place, whether you'd want to work with them, eat them, or, look after them and push them around in a little pram, do contact us.
And don't forget, the other option is streaming whenever we feel like it on your favorite podcast app. Subscribe today, and while you're at it, hit up our socials at @OptionPod. We'll see you later.